5 o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
Is that better? Is that a better thing there on your ears, Madison Little?
I'm sorry?
Is that a better? Can you hear better now? You said it was too loud.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear you too loud in my ear.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, Madison Little, everybody, thanks for coming by. Good to see you.
Of course. Had to give the fans what they wanted. They wanted me back.
They didn't. We had somebody cancel, but that's okay. That's all right. The great Madison Little.
Dang, you just throw her under the bus like that? First you kick Grover off before the show, and then you just throw her under the bus. We had somebody cancel. I mean, maybe.
The nonsense Grover was spouting before we went on the air, he needs to be nowhere near a mic.
That might be
or
true.
anywhere near my ears.
Honestly, it would have been comic relief. There's always one comic relief moron on every show.
Comic relief is... Well, did you say moron about Grover? Wow.
Well, that comment that he had earlier,
that was a pretty moronic comment.
Do
I'm
you
not going to
need your mic back to defend yourself?
No.
Okay.
He gets the final 30, 40 minutes of the show with Pilkington. They can hash it out.
Okay.
On air there because,
Well, I'm on his team.
On William?
Thanks, Madison. Or no, bad Madison. You should not be on his team.
How about Pilkington? Are you on Pilkington's team? Because he and Pilkington are at odds over this. Pilkington's the one that besmirched Grover.
I'm on Grover's team.
Okay, well,
he needs someone to defend him. He doesn't have a mic.
You lost, Pilk. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Whoa. Should I read the text that Grover just sent me? No. Yeah, I think we should.
Did he send it to me?
No. He said the reason he got kicked off the show was DEI reasons. We needed a female voice on the show.
Wow. All right.
All right. Whatever gets me a paycheck,
What about, well, you're not getting paid for this. What about, now are you on Grover's team now at this point for what he said?
Supporting equality. I'm here for it.
I think that was a smart alecky kind of thing. I don't think that was like
It's all right.
It's all right?
Yep.
Madison Little will be on the sideline. Is she still going to be on the sideline? For the game? Okay. Yeah, everybody with the TV crew who's standing here watching this, by the way.
And none of them want a mic.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You guys don't want to. I want to put in a plug here, and I'm very serious when I say this. By the way, are those any good?
Celsius?
Yeah, are they alcoholic? What is that?
They're not alcoholic.
Oh, okay.
They're energetic.
Oh, okay. Our crew for ESPN Plus have put together a fantastic beginning to the show tonight. It is awesome. So when you watch the show tonight on ESPN Plus, make sure you tune in right at the beginning, at the top of the hour, because there's a great. It's like what would you describe? It's like something you would see for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yes, it's a Super Bowl-esque open that tells the story of tonight's game, and then Cy and I are going to come in and talk. And we're going to send it to you, and you're going to tell why the game's important. So tell everybody now in the vast Patrick Johnson Show audience.
Okay.
Madison Little, why the game is important tonight.
Well, we have this game, and then this weekend, conference tournament starts. So we're determining seeding at this point.
Okay.
Tulane currently is sitting at 4th,
right?
Which means if they stay at that position, they'll get the double bye, meaning they get 2 games off, essentially extra rest in the tournament. ECU sitting at 5th is essentially fighting for that spot. A bunch of different scenarios will have to happen, but if ECU wins tonight and Saturday, and a couple other things happen. Tulane loses.
Both games.
They would have an opportunity to be 4th, therefore they would have the double bye.
So the tiebreaker in all of this is UAB. Pirates beat UAB. If Tulane were to lose to UAB, they would have lost to them twice.
Mm-hmm. And so every Pirate fan should be a Blazer fan this week.
Okay. That's good.
Essentially, and you also have the fact that ECU lost to Tulane about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And a fact that I just learned, a win tonight would be the first time since 1975 that ECU had double-digit conference wins.
No, I did not know that.
Yep.
Who told you that?
Kyle.
Which one?
Little Kyle.
Little Kyle. Okay. Wow. How do you feel about that title? Little Kyle. 6'5". Well, yeah, he's 6'5". He played baseball at the the University in Raleigh. He sure did. Well, look, I think it's going to be a heck of a game. This is a pretty close series historically, and I think when you look at Tulane, stands out to me when I was doing some final stuff this morning, is you go back and you look at a lot of these players, wherever they were last year, whether they were somewhere like Banks at Indiana, wherever they were. All of them, even the ones that were in the Tulane program, have had like this massive jump in production this year. And they're still young.
They're really young. There's 7 freshmen, so that's pretty crazy. But yeah, they're definitely. I think what Coach Hunter told us when we talked to him earlier this week was maybe not the most talented team individually, but collectively the most together team and probably the best team he's had in a long time.
And all right, we'll see you guys later on. There goes Kyle Gaskins and Kyle Williams, who's put together a fabulous open for the show tonight. Madison Little is here. Madison is going to be on the sideline for ESPN Plus. How have you enjoyed your appearance on the Patrick Johnson Show both times? No, how have you enjoyed doing the sidelines this year?
The sidelines have been good. It's been cool to be part of one of the better ECU basketball seasons in recent history. I know that, this maybe wasn't expected, but to see how far Mike Schwartz has turned this program around and just how passionate, and he used the word a lot, locked in, this whole team is right now, it's been really cool to be part of it and kind of be in it, it feels.
So there's a lot on the line here tonight. You asked, I let you and Cy ask all the questions of Coach Schwartz yesterday during the call. You asked really good questions,
Thank you.
during the call. What stood out as far as the importance of what ECU needs to do to be successful in this game tonight?
I think a big topic is just not letting the importance of the game get to them. Obviously, like I said, you have the conference seeding is at stake. The get back game is at stake. Just the pressure of trying to bump up in the standings, all of that, I think, could be influential, but he's really putting an emphasis on not letting it be influential.
It's going to be interesting tonight. I thought it was interesting to talk to the ECU people and hear them talk about Rowan Brumbaugh, who's a fantastic guard for Tulane. A lot of people wanted Brumbaugh, including the Pirates, out of Georgetown after he went to Texas a year, redshirted, and then was probably the only bright spot to Georgetown's season, one of the few last year. But then hit the portals, wound up at Tulane. He's had an excellent year. Second in the conference in assists, and did a good job of initiating contact and drawing in the matchup in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. But he also did a really good job of kind of control of the game. Sees the court very well. Had the game-winning assist for them against Tulsa earlier this week, or this past weekend. So there are a lot of things you can look at with this. And say kind of how Brumbaugh's dealt with tonight will go a long way in dictating how ECU will turn out in this game.
Yeah, well, the fact that he's able to adapt so quickly, meaning if he's in a one-on-one matchup, he has the ability to see what the other 4 opponents are doing on the floor and kind of find ways out. I think that's something that ECU is going to have to hone in on. Mike Schwartz put a big emphasis on being perfect in the scouting report, both team-wide and individually. So I think just his ability to see the floor, slow things down. Coach Hunter said he never gets too high, never gets too low. He just kind of has this even keel about him that I think is going to be a factor for Tulane, but it's also going to be potentially a stump factor for ECU, just trying to figure out how to be perfect all the time against him.
Tulane's got 11 wins in conference. ECU has 9. They're trying for double-figure wins, as Madison alluded to earlier. Both teams are 17 and 12, and Tulane had a stretch. ECU had a little bit of a rough stretch in December, had some puzzling results, but Tulane had a 5-game losing streak. They lost something like 7 of 9 games. So, Tulane's really turned it around from that point. And I think a lot of that is just younger players kind of growing up and getting used to the system. Tulane plays that sort of different matchup zone, which can be difficult. They were really bad defensively last year, according to all the advanced numbers, but they've been much better, especially when it comes to defensive efficiency this time around. All right, Madison, anything else you think? What are some of the storylines also that you're thinking about reporting on tonight? Is there anything going in that you'll be keeping an eye out on?
I think some fun storylines, the relationship between Ron Hunter and his son back on staff for the first time. That's fun. We get to talk about that, and I like to be able to see, those storylines unfold. And then I just think that RJ Felton playing in his last home game here at Minges is going to be a big factor. It's going to be probably a sad game for him regardless of the outcome, just because he's been here for so long and has created such a legacy here. So I'm hoping that, he has a good game, and I'm hoping that no matter what the outcome is, he can really enjoy the moment tonight.
Getting a little bit of word that CJ Walker, I don't know if it's a wear and tear thing, or I don't think he's injured per se, but he is being bothered a little bit by something lower leg, and that's maybe why we've not seen him in the game the last few games. I would like to see him, obviously, and you know him very well, having covered him in Orlando. Just hope he can finish on a good note. He's had such a great year.
Right, and I think that it's going to be important for him today, especially Tulane does such a good job at limiting guards that CJ needs to have a good game. So hopefully whatever that is, he can either play through it or get past it. And yeah, it'd be good for ECU for him to have a good game, but also good for him to go out on a high note.
All right. Good job, Madison. Thank you for rushing here and coming by.
Thanks for having me.
What a year for you. You've covered how many basketball games? I know you know.
I don't know. Actually, I counted this morning because I was, doing the business thing, making sure my invoices were all in line.
Right.
In the year of 2025, so not counting non-conference, I think I had 23.
Wow. Been busy.
Yeah, pretty busy.
All right. Well, need to get you on some baseball, softball sidelines, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. All right, good to see you. We'll see you out there in a little bit. Madison Little with us. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Julia Hatcher will join us from ECU Sports Properties and Playfly. Looking forward to having her as a guest on the show, and we'll do that. We're here at Minges, in case we didn't mention that, which I don't think we did because Grover was sucking up all the air, and then Madison came in, and yeah, you did. All right, we'll be back with more Patrick Johnson Show, leading you into ECU basketball coverage at the bottom of the hour, right after, or at the bottom of the 6 o'clock hour. That's coming up right after this.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Your roof is a vital part of protecting your home and family from dangerous storms and hurricanes. At Assist Roofing, we install and maintain metal roofing that provides precise protection. Add value to your home while lowering utility costs with a fortified roof to last a lifetime. With 0% financing, grants, and Energy Star Green Roofing tax credit available. Call us to schedule a free consultation so you can weather any storm with confidence.
Download the new IBX Media app now and get the show for your ears and eyes.
Doesn't it look great on me?
This is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
I'm sending William on a mission to take tickets to World Call. Is that going to work out?
No, heck no.
Yeah, I think he's coming back with the tickets.
What's up, Julia?
Look, there's Greg. Should have had Greg on. Balance this out. Julia Hatcher.
Hey, Patrick.
Is with us, CU Sports Properties and Playfly, a Division I student athlete, Pilk, in her day
Back
at
in
Michigan
the day.
State for volleyball.
Yes.
What is this back in the day thing? You're making it sound like she's some old lady. What? No, come on. This was like 1 year ago, 2 years ago.
The day.
It
Well, you
feels
said back in
the
her
day.
day.
I don't think I could do the same things that I used to do now.
I couldn't either.
That's why I say back in the day.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, Pilk was, fun facts on Julia before. Pilk was telling me that you are from the town that I thought you were from Arkansas or Oklahoma for some reason.
No, I lived there for a year.
Okay. You were from the town where Eastern Kentucky is.
Yes, Richmond.
Richmond, Kentucky.
Yes, it's right outside of Lexington.
But when you said you went home at Christmas, you went home somewhere else.
I went to South Carolina.
Okay.
Yes, my parents have moved around a little bit.
They moved around a little bit. It's just because of running from the law? What is this?
I don't know. I think just trying new things, trying new places
Is that
before
right?
they land on where they want to.
Where they really want to settle down?
Yeah.
Well, Julia, also, your boyfriend
Yes.
was a pitcher at Michigan State.
Yes.
And he's now a pitcher in the Reds organization.
Yes.
Are you a Reds fan being from Eastern Kentucky?
You know, we were not a baseball family, so
But now-
yes, I had a tendency to date baseball players in high school, and
okay.
then
It carried over?
it carried over into college, and here I am.
Wow, I'm getting a lot of information about Julia here today, more than I ever bargained for in a lot of ways. Did it work out, William? Okay, William claims it worked out, Pilkington. We'll see when I'm getting a text when the game's tipping off. Where are my tickets? Your boyfriend's name, what is his
Sam
name?
Ben Scooter.
Say again?
Sam Ben Scooter.
Sam Ben Scooter.
Yes, it's quite the name.
Ben Scooter's his last name.
Yes, Ben Scooter.
Not hyphenated or anything? That's
Nope.
like a one solid word.
One
I
big
didn't
word.
know his name
Are
was
you keeping Hatcher then?
Sam Ben Scooter.
If he puts a
I
ring
would
on it,
like
you keeping
to-
Hatcher or you going to Ben Scooter?
See, I think Hatcher's a cooler last name, personally.
I'd go with that. I'd make him change his name to Hatcher.
I know, but
There was a
it's like-
Hatcher that pitched in the big leagues from Kinston. Might still be in the
Huh.
big leagues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But no, I think I'll have to change it, but I would keep it if it were.
Now, Pilkington's a little bit of like Jay Sunhalder, like a big gossip girl. Pilkington is. So he gets into all of this. Is this a possibility
Is what?
that you're getting? You're going to get married? I mean, you don't have any rings on.
There's no ring on my finger right now, but
Is this happening? What if he
not
makes the show?
soon. That'd be awesome. Well,
Where's he going to land this year? Ben Scooter. Yeah, that's an
he's-
easy name to remember.
Ben Scooter, yes. He will probably be in Double or AAA with the
Okay.
Reds. They're kind of in their
Chattanooga or Louisville?
yes.
Louisville, say.
Yes, he ended the year in Louisville last year.
Okay. Did you go
So-
visit him?
I did. I went
you
for
like
that
Louisville?
debut. Yes, being from about an hour and a half away, it
Uh-huh.
was nice being back. I hadn't been back since college, I don't think.
Okay.
So it was fun being back. I was only there for 24 hours, but it was.
But you were back.
Yes, I was so back.
Julia Hatcher is here. So what do you do with Playfly and ECU Sports Properties?
Yes.
Other than field all of my complaints and calls and questions.
You hardly have any. Essentially, I work in sales and I work in partnerships between partners and ECU Athletics.
Okay. Publix was a big partner that you brought aboard, which is really cool.
Yes, they have our basketball goal pad this year, and they actually have it for the next 3 years, which is awesome.
Wow.
So
look at you, just renewal. How about that?
Working on it, working through it.
How about that? Good for you.
Thank you.
So, having toiled in sales a little bit, not really successfully, it's a lot of work. And sometimes a lot of work for a no.
Yes.
And that can be a little tough, a little frustrating.
Yes. But what I've learned is no actually just means not right now.
That's a good attitude to have, actually.
See, sometimes it's funny when you say it out loud, but
No, it makes total sense.
I don't know. I've gotten no's a year ago. They've been yeses a year later, and it's all okay.
Yeah.
Just stay the course.
Just got to maintain relationships.
Yeah.
It's a relationship business.
For sure.
So tonight we have some fan towels.
Yes, we've got some rally towels, courtesy of Pirate Club and Bill Clark Homes. I believe there are enough for everyone to have one if we were to film NGs. So that's the plan tonight. It'll be awesome. Let's see. We got baseball tomorrow.
Yeah, there's some giveaways with baseball the next 2 days at least. So tell us about that.
Yes, Young's PT has come out with limited edition Pirate Baseball t-shirts for the first 300 fans that get here tomorrow. So definitely get here early. Check that out. And then Saturday, we've got Worth Chiropractic right down the road from Young's. They're our game sponsor. They will be giving away hats and sunglasses at the main gate to Clark LeClaire Stadium, and their mascot, Jerry the Giraffe. Have you seen him?
Well, I didn't know. You said Jerry's going to be there. I thought, okay, there's a lot of Jerrys out there. Which Jerry's throwing out the first pitch? And you tell me it's a Jerry Giraffe.
Yes.
And I don't. No offense to the good people at Worth, but I'm not familiar with the work of. I'm not familiar with the stylings of Jeremy Giraffe.
He's at the basketball games, Patrick. I've been saying the halftime show needs to be Jerry the Giraffe and Petey, like wrestling or something at halftime. I think it'd be great entertainment.
I thought that was had something to do with Piggly Wiggly or something.
It would be a
pig. Grocery store. Not necessarily, Bill.
No.
Okay. Can we get the pig here? The pig was here for football, wasn't he?
The pig was here for football this past year. We're trying to get the pig out for the spring game, which is April 26th.
Because it's the pigskin.
Pigskin Pig Out, presented by Piggly Wiggly. How many peas can you fit
Is that
in
an
one?
exclusive? Is that a Patrick Johnson exclusive that it's presented by Piggly Wiggly? Has that been announced?
It has been announced, yes.
No. Well,
Sorry.
then what are you bringing to the table?
Sorry,
Julia, is what I'm asking here, other than you and Pilkington gossiping about your love life.
I'm so sorry. But
do you have anybody you could date, Pilkington, a friend?
I mean, I've got some coworkers. I think my interns are probably out of your age range.
Out of his league?
Patrick? Or
No, they're too young.
Patrick.
Philip? Yeah.
Her interns are
what
too
age
young.
range? What age range are you going
I mean,
for?
we're the same age, right? Or a year apart? I think I might be a year older than you.
No, I think we are the same age. So yeah, I would
He just
say-
looks 40.
No,
Yeah.
no, I didn't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people have different ranges.
I would say our age.
Okay. Can you? But if you come across someone, will you think of?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I had someone
Appreciate it,
ask me about something the other day. Did I know if a certain person, who we both know, was involved with anyone? I said, well, not to my knowledge. Or they asked me, were you the one that told me so-and-so and so-and-so was not dating anybody? And I was like, well, no, I had no idea. And then they were like, well, in other words, his wife's friend, they may be trying to pair them up.
Ah, interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, we should chat about this off air.
We will. But it's just like, but I don't know how I got involved in the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't tell him that. I didn't even know it.
I guess people are just comfortable sharing their love life with you. And
Boy, they really do. People
question-
share a lot of stuff with me, and I
Yeah.
do not like it. Not
You
in the
gotta like it a little bit.
No, I don't. I'm out of the like it business for sure.
All right.
If I could get through the whole, you know what my goal is on a day?
What?
To go through a whole day where no one talks to me. Like the phone's off. If I could do that one day,
Okay.
I'd be so happy.
So you're not just talking about one person not talking to you for a full day. You're talking about no one.
No, I
talks
get
to
that
you an
usually on the
entire day.
weekend. I get a break from Pilkington, so that's
Oh.
nice. Actually, I bug Pilkington during the weekends.
Oh.
You do.
Being
yeah.
the producer of this fine radio program is a 24/7 enterprise.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You say you want your phone turned off, but you can't go a day without saying, well, on Monday, blah, 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 or on Wednesday.
Well, here's my problem. Things pop into my head, and when they do, I don't write them down like I should. So I need to tell you, you will remember it. And like this week.
I do have a much better memory than Patrick.
This week, when
I have much better memory than most people.
You did. This week when I screwed up the entire guest lineup potentially, you reminded me of what I originally said.
Yeah.
Read to. Pilkington just tells me what to do.
He's so helpful.
Oh, no, he really is.
He's the best.
He really
Appreciate
is.
it, guys.
Who are the two Boston guys that scored 40 in a game? Pritchard and who?
Recently?
The two
Probably
Boston.
Pritchard and Tatum.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Tatum. Pritchard and White.
Oh, Derek White. I have not been keeping that much up with the NBA.
So you're not. It's not time for you to jump on the Celtics bandwagon.
No, I mean I'll watch a
Boston
game here and
sports fan.
there, but I'm not like every single game. Like Dom pays attention to every single Celtics game.
Another reason why I wish Dom were here today.
I know, but I pay attention to every single Bruins game more than I do the Celtics.
Sorry, William. I'm sorry. William is actually. He's got cowboy boots on, these jeans, the IBX pullover looks good on him. William looks like a model, doesn't
William looks handsome today.
he? Wow. You're getting that from Julia,
Are you
D1
blushing?
athlete. He is blushing. Yeah, he's smiling and grinning and blushing. Julia Hatcher's here with us. Probably will never be here again.
No.
On the show. Have you enjoyed
I have.
the appearance so far?
Yes.
Just killing time till Cy gets here. Then he gabs. You talk about someone else who gabs.
Okay.
Cy Seymour.
All right.
He's a gabber. What else is on the horizon with you all? I know football, obviously, you're probably turning a lot of attention to get that season sold and that sort of thing.
We have recently released the season ticket renewal campaign for football season, sponsored by Hamill Builders. So if you have not yet purchased your football season tickets, be sure, check it out, ecupirates.com, or call the ticket office. Get your football season
And when
tickets.
you say it's sponsored by Hamill, but you're entered into a raffle for fabulous prizes?
Yes, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Whenever you renew your season tickets, you are entered into weekly raffles. No matter if you have renewed week 1 or you renew this week, you are entered into every raffle from thereafter. We've got great prizes. Avilo Airlines gift cards.
Wow.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I'd say.
We've got some Sups gift cards. We've got Pizza Hut. There are so many. I'm not even thinking
So
of
good
all
stuff.
of them. Yeah, but it's good stuff.
So at Rally Towels today,
Yes.
and Bill Clark Holmes and the Pirate Club.
Yes.
And then baseball, the giveaways will be tomorrow. Will be T-shirts from
Young's PT.
Young's PT.
Yes.
300 T-shirts,
300 T-shirts. Get there early.
and they're kind of special. They kind of specially designed them. They're for this
Yes.
game. Okay.
Yes.
Because Coastal's coming in for the 3-game series, and then on Saturday, Worth.
They got super cool
Chiropractic.
hats. Super cool hats.
Like toboggan hats or hats?
Yeah, they.
Did you get me a rope hat, by the way, or did you forget about
did,
that?
and it's in my office.
Is it?
Yes.
Could have brought it here
I know. I'll bring it down.
this weekend. I can get it from you, maybe. Okay. I got a rope hat.
got you.
Pilk. Did you know that?
I
Publix
did
had
not.
rope hat. You
I
should've-
wanted the rope hat. However, Julia, you said there's enough towels for every seat. If Minji's does
Yes.
not sell out tonight, can you give me a towel?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If the rope hat does not look good on my giant head, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to William, actually. Sorry, Pilk. I'll give it to. He would actually look good with the rope hat.
He would.
He looks like a rope hat kind of guy, actually. You don't, Pilk. He does.
That's true. I can
There's some
understand
good rope hats.
I hope it fits, but I have a giant head, and
They're adjustable. It's like the snapback.
yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. But then you might get to the last snap. You can't have that. That'll look ridiculous. Then are you kidding me? Fine, walking towards you, walking away, it'll be like, guy's got a
No.
giant head.
No.
Let me see. Well, we got a couple coaches shows.
Yes, we've got
Still
two
left.
more coaches shows. Guest next week will be check out ECU Athletics X account for an official announcement on next week's guests, and then the following week.
I thought we knew who the guests were.
Nope, we switched it up.
Oh, you did?
I didn't switch it up. I found out we're switching it up. So that next week will be a surprise, and then the last week is 2 weeks from now, and we will have Cliff Godwin and most likely 2 player guests.
Okay. Is the giraffe? Will the giraffe maybe be a guest?
I would love if the draft were a guest. I don't think the draft talks, so.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
That would be a problem.
Yes.
Right. Well, this has been a great time here with Julia. Julia, if anything else you people need to know, I think we've kind of covered a lot of ground here.
No, I think this is great.
All right. Well, it's nice of you to come by.
Thanks
I appreciate it.
on.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you on. By the way, so you played volleyball at Michigan State.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get? Was that your sport? Did you play all sports?
I did not start playing volleyball until high school.
Oh,
and
really?
I'm 6'2". I'm sitting down, so you can't, hear or tell.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think it was just tall. It kind of worked out. I liked it.
Yeah.
I swam before that. Wasn't
really?
gaining muscle. You don't get faster if you don't gain muscle.
Right. I got you. What sport or what position did you play in volleyball?
I was a middle blocker.
Okay, that makes
Yes.
sense because you're 6'2".
A lot of lateral movement.
Yeah. All right. We're breaking. Pilk, you got an update for us. And I think I don't know where Sai is. We'll get to here in a minute. In just a bit. If not, William will sit in. Of course, William and Philip will close things out here today. But right now, Pilk with a 94-3 The Game sports update and Pirate report.
Thanks, P-Man. It was a good night on the diamond last night for the softball ladies. They defeated Michigan 2-1 thanks to a two-run home run by Emma Jackson in the bottom of the sixth inning. They will open up conference play tomorrow when they travel out to San Antonio to take on the UTSA Roadrunners. Final men's regular season home basketball game of the season tonight as they take on the Tulane Green Wave at 7 o'clock. Coverage begins right here on 94.3 The Game on our sister station, 107.9 WNCT, as part of the ECU Sports Network at 6:30 with Darren Vaught. In other Pirate news, the Pirate football strength coach, Mike Siriano, has resigned from his position. The university has not made any comments about that yet. In NFL news, the Browns have restructured Deshaun Watson's contract to clear up $36 million. The Cowboys have cleared up almost $37 million after they restructured Dak's contract. They took $47.75 million of his guaranteed money and moved it over to a signing bonus that made his cap hit from this upcoming season go from $90 million down to $53, so he's not technically the highest paid quarterback in the NFL annually anymore. The Chargers have saved $25 million from releasing their star edge rusher Joey Bosa, and one team did spend some money earlier today. The Rams signed wide receiver Tutu Atwell to a one-year deal worth $10 million. Canes will be back in action tonight when they host the Boston Bruins. Let's go Bees, and you Cane fans can make fun of me tomorrow when the Canes win, because the Bees are terrible. That'll do it for our sports update and Pirate Report. We're going to take a timeout here on the Patrick Johnson Show and be joined by Cy Seymour on the other side.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Looking for a great deal on a new Nissan?
At Greenville Nissan, we've got a great selection of new Nissans for under $30,000.
The stylish Nissan Sentra, offering top-notch fuel economy. The Nissan Altima, known for its comfort and technology.
The Nissan Kicks, the perfect combination with its compact design and performance. The Nissan Versa, delivering incredible value without compromising on features. And don't forget the Nissan Rogue, an award winner for 10 years in a row. Drive it home just for $22 down and $349 a month.
Visit GreenvilleNissan.com today.
Greenville Nissan, where we drive to serve.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Two real burgers, better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers. Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
252-946-1227.
Your confidence makes everything look good. You see the world in vivid color, not black and white. Swing through your neighborhood Fantastic Sam's Cut in color. and let our experienced stylists take you from everyday to extraordinary.
Fantastic Sam's hair salons are locally owned and operated. Our full-service salons are conveniently located in Goldsboro, Kinston, Greenville, New Bern, Jacksonville, and Calabash. Stop in today at Fantastic Sam's, where the possibilities are endless.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
We have you covered with all the ECU news and beyond that you need for the drive home. The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
We've had a great time doing our show from here on days that ECU's playing home basketball games during the weeknight. And one of the reasons we've enjoyed it, slide it a little over closer to me, Silas, for the vast video audience. One of the great things we've had is Cy Seymour join us for the programs, and that has been a deal of fun. I'm very excited that Cy's been with us, and it's great to see you, my friend.
Always good.
How are you?
It's been a good year. Enjoyed working with you. And it's gone quick. This has been a quick year, Patrick.
You said this is the most fun you have had in a long while.
It really is. You're in every game. It can go either way, and it's just a lot of fun to be here and to see these kids play so hard. You know that. You know how hard they play, and tonight be the same kind of game. I mean, you don't know which way this thing's going. Two really good teams that are playing at the top of the game, and you just don't know how it's going to go.
Banks and Brumbaugh had really good games against ECU a few weeks ago in New Orleans, but started to play really well is Greg Glenn, and you're really impressed with him.
Yeah, Glenn's been there, and he played at Michigan. He's 6'7", 6'8". He to me, he looks like he's lost a little bit of weight. He's more agile, and that's going to be a wonderful matchup in the paint. I just think between the two guys, Walker and Glenn, will be a really good ball game. There's a lot of matchups tonight that are really close. The guy that's so hard to deal with is Brumbaugh.
How do you deal with him?
I personally, he's such a good player. It's one of those, if he's bringing it up and he crosses half court, you run somebody else at him and he knows it's a double team, he'll kick it. And then you don't let him get it back.
Just deny him.
Then after that, don't let him get it back. But your man that does that has got to get back. If you don't get back, it's going to be trouble. And they've got shooters, like you said. Banks can knock down threes. They've got a really good ball club. Every player is that good. So it's not – this game will be hopefully a really tough ball game by both teams.
I forget if it was 72 or 75. William, what did they say? It's the first time if they got 10 wins, maybe Pilk, you remember that? I don't know. But they said it would be the first time. Was it 72 or 75?
I was going to say, I've not seen it.
I think it's the 70s. It would be the first. It would be the 70s.
Right.
Since ECU's had double-digit conference wins.
And this is in a tougher league. I mean, this league is a really good league. So, you know, it's going to be that kind.
Great. Cy Seymour is with us here. We got coverage tonight on ESPN Plus. Cy will be with me the last go-around this season for Pirate basketball. 18 wins is what the Pirates are seeking. 10. They won 8 of 11. Why is ECU playing so well right now?
Patrick, I think this is the way it's going to be. You're getting new players every year. When can you get them to mesh, and will they mesh? Last year had it for NC State.
Mm-hmm.
They meshed at the right time of year and played well. This year they've struggled with meshing. I mean, over there. This year Mike Schwartz brought in a whole new, and they've meshed. The same is true of Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're looking at 90% of their points are new. I mean, you know, and yet They had 10 new players come in, and yet it's worked. So that's what you're dealing with in this kind of stuff.
Pilkington says it's 1975. He just texted me that.
Okay.
So thank you, Pilk. Good job there. Appreciate that, buddy.
11-3 that year. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Back in
Was
the
that
old Southern.
SoCon? It had to have been the
Yeah,
SoCon.
yep,
Yeah, the
SoCon.
Southern
Dave
Conference.
got the coach of the year. The coach that was here then got the coach of the year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you kind of remember it.
He was a great coach. I can't think of his last name.
Patton, David Patton.
David Patton. And he was a great coach. And back then, I was in school.
Right.
And I had him in 70.
This is not the 1870s.
No,
this is the 1970s.
He was
Okay.
there then.
All right.
But anyway, I'll never forget. He was just really good, and he worked with us on the floor on what running the 1-3-1 trap, whatever you want to do. And he was just a really good coach. And he got the coach of the year, and it was Dave Patton. Exactly right.
Year before the Centennial, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Bicentennial, excuse me.
Yes.
The year before the Do you remember the Bicentennial? Do you remember the year it was established? Si?
Yes, I was there when we first started.
I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were. Boy, that had to have been a righteous celebration, though, the Bicentennial.
Wonderful. Yes, it was.
I bet it was.
Yeah.
A lot of patriotism.
Yeah. Elton John came out with Philadelphia Freedom that year. That was a crazy year.
Good tune. Good tune. A good producer, Pilk, would have that going to break. Just saying. Just saying. Here comes the great Don Brinkley. Here comes Debbie Hinton.
Yeah. Good crowd coming in. That's
Debbie Hinton looks like she's having the time of her life because Henry's not here to wave to everybody.
That'll do it.
That'll slow you down. That'll slow you down. There's the great Don Brinkley, though. Good to see him. Great to see all of these people.
It's a good crowd coming in. All the New Bern crowds coming in. That's good. That's good.
If you don't have tickets, you can get them for $5. And that is there's no reason you're no excuse for not being here.
This is a game you want to
there's
come
Henry.
to.
Okay, I was going to say.
He's busy working right
Debbie
now.
looked really happy for a minute because, like I said, she didn't have to stop every 5 minutes for him to wave to someone. And now he's come in.
Yeah,
So.
now he's got to work, so he's struggling over there a little bit.
Well, work is a strong term.
Yes,
Si.
it is. Yes, it is.
Now, you mentioned Tulane. We've talked about Brumbaugh for them, but Ron Hunter, over 500 wins, 30-some-odd years coaching, and, he's not won a championship yet at Tulane. And is not one here in Greenville. We'll see what happens tonight. But he's obviously done a really good job with the program.
He has. Ron Hunter's done a great job everywhere he's been. 31 years in the business, 500 and some wins. And the other part about him, hello there, Henry. What's
Big
up,
hit,
buddy?
doesn't William look great in his pullover, his IBX pull? He looks like a model. No, we haven't given. We need to give him.
Nothing but grief is what he gives me. I'm a medium now. I'm terrible. If you got a large, I'll take it. I'm not Grady. No, don't worry about it. No, go. We'll get it. Well, that's nice. But anyway, the bottom line is he's been a great coach. Played at Miami of Ohio, which is a great basketball. Ohio. He's in that MAC.
Right.
And just does a really good job. So he's a great coach.
Silas Barry Seymour is the big guy calls him. Is that really your name?
Silas Barry Seymour III.
Okay. We're both thirds, by the way.
How about
yes.
that? There you go.
That's why we get along so
That's
well.
right. That's it.
Your
That's
third
it.
was way before my third,
Yes, it
though.
was.
So
You better believe it.
it's been a great time, and I enjoy when we visit with you. And we'll visit with you a little bit, too, during the tournament next week. We'll get you on the phone.
You know that.
Because I know we're not going to get you on video.
Well, you if you do, you're doing a good job.
We had a Zoom call this week, and what did you do?
What is that?
Exactly. You know what? Hey, we had a Zoom call yesterday with Ron Hunter. What do you think Cy did for the Zoom call, Pilk?
He somehow found a way to connect just his phone. There was no video.
He called me, and I connected him through my phone to the Zoom call.
Yeah.
You had to do it through your board?
I did. I did it through my board. But it worked, didn't it?
It worked great. It was great. Ron Hunter was great. Mike was great. Coach Schwartz.
Yeah, we had a good conversation with Coach Schwartz. When you look at what they have accomplished this year, I mean, both teams had their struggles in December. For East Carolina, they had some perplexing losses.
Yeah.
And have since turned it around. We've talked about what they're doing, playing-wise to be better, meshing and all that. A lot of that is also Mike Schwartz's, and I said something to Grady yesterday at the softball game, Grady Dillon, who's the media contact for ECU basketball. I think Mike did a better job of not sweating the small stuff this year as the head coach.
Well, and that's what I try to tell people all the time. You have to be patient with Coach Schwartz. This is his third year of being a head coach ever. So delegating and doing.
That's the biggest thing.
And
isn't it?
you can see the growth. We all see the growth in what he's done. And this year, I think what he's been wonderful doing is putting the pieces of the puzzle at the right time in the right place. And that's hard to do because they're all new. They're all trying to get together. And you can see it's worked for him. The other day he had a lineup. I'm thinking, you can't win with that lineup, and they won. You're sitting there saying, this lineup, walked out and this, that. No, he knows what he's doing. He's the head coach. He's got a good staff, and they win that ball game because they work with them daily, and they know what they're doing, and it's a lot of fun.
You mentioned Walker, C.J. Walker, maybe not 100% right now. You need a good effort out of him tonight.
You got to, and that's what I'm saying. Glenn and Walker matchup is a big one, and I think you got to have your guards have got to play extremely well. You got good guards, and so it's going to be a good game. I think that's part of it. We'll get it next time. We'll do the best we can. There you go. That's fine. No, IOU. It's a lot of fun.
Henry got you involved in this.
Yeah. I was doing a New Bern High game.
You torched him for all those points in high school, right?
I was at a New Bern High Greens game. And I said, Henry, if ECU needs an analyst or something, I said, if you need some help, let me know. And it really Jeff 5 years later. I mean, really, but Henry set that up. I mean, he put the seed out there. I said, and when I love, how I felt about Jeff, and we met for the first time in 1998, and he said, let me hear you. Let me see a tape of you. And I'd done games at New Bern and stuff, just fun stuff. And he said, I said, Jeff, I can't do what you do. I can't do what you do. I don't want to do what you guys do, but I know basketball. Yeah. I can tell you that. And it's a coach, and it's been fun for a long time here.
You've done this longer than coaching.
Yeah. I coached for 20, and this is like 27, 26 or something. It's been forever.
Crazy, huh?
Crazy.
Well, I'm looking forward to tonight, and I think it's going to be a fantastic game. Hope we have a nice crowd out here tonight. We're going to wrap here for this portion of it. William, you're going to get to talk to Pilkington, so you guys keep it above board. Pilk, I'm going to let you guys close out the rest of the show. Are you guys good to do that?
We are.
Thank you so much, man. You've done a good job all year. And look, people need to come out. This is a big one.
Yeah, it really is. Pirates are sitting in 5th. Tulane is 4th.
Right.
Pirates are a couple games back. ECU wins tonight. It sets up a big weekend where ECU can still finish in 4th.
Philadelphia Freedom.
There you go. I told you, a good producer. All right, we'll be back. Thanks to William. Thanks to the folks here at ECU. Thanks to Julia and Madison, and to the great Cy Seymour. Pilk and William will get you through the rest of the show. We will be on till 6:30, and no show tomorrow because of baseball, but back Monday. I don't think we'll be doing PJ show from Tiebreakers. I think we'll be doing that as a studio setting, but we'll be at Tiebreakers on Monday. All right, we'll be back, and these guys will get you to the finish line here. Come on out to Minji's tonight. $5 tickets. You get a rally towel, and a couple of teams vying for seating in the upcoming conference tournament. Should be a good game.
Ready to go for big savings? You've got the green light at Greenville Toyota with a new Corolla just $239 a month, or new Tacoma only $349 a month. The green light savings event is on right now at Greenville Toyota.
The team of Flatlands Jessup is working overtime to help ensure that Eastern North Carolinians like you get the health insurance help you need this open enrollment period. New legislation passed, meaning more people than ever qualify for affordable coverage. Let us help you today.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Everybody loves Tiebreakers.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
Tired of the 1-800 numbers advertising Medicare products? Flatlands Jessup has 6 offices all throughout eastern North Carolina. You get face-to-face help from our local award-winning licensed team. Stop by today. Flatlands Jessup, your whole world covered.
Green is what you'll save during our Greenlight Savings event at Greenville Toyota. Get a new Camry, $269 a month, or a new RAV4, $339 a month. When the green light is on, you save big at Greenville Toyota.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked to order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Have you noticed he's in his own little happy hour? We're back to the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
This is the Happy Hour program.
Here's the P-Man.
Welcome back into the Patrick Johnson Show. A few segments left. Philip Pilkington, William Grover taking you the rest of the way. We do have to take 4 breaks an hour, so this one will be a little bit of a shorter segment. At the top of the next hour, William and I are going to go into a little bit of a, I wouldn't call it debate, but a little more of a fun segment. So we'll do a brief basketball talk now, even though the show's been mostly basketball, and then I'll wrap with basketball. But, William, did you ever think when you came to East Carolina we'd be talking about, I hate to call it a double bye, because let's be honest, the first round is 2 teams playing in, trying to get into the 12. There's only 13 teams in the tournament. But did you ever think that after, losing to North Alabama and Gardner-Webb that we would be talking about a top 4 seed potential for the Pirates?
No, I really didn't expect this. And the Pirates are playing better than some ACC schools are this year. And even being in our conference, we are playing up at the top 4 level. We have the chance to get a double bye. And like you mentioned, our conference style playoff is kind of sort of like the NBA's, where we have a play-in and then we have the actual tournament. So achieving a double bye would be something historic for this program, I would say. And we're on the right track to maybe have some basketball excellence in the next few years.
Yeah, Coach Swartz, man, this team, I think it's kind of what you need when you're let's just call it. We're not a power program. The Americans not really a mid-major, but they're not a high major either. They're kind of in their own tier. I guess us and the Mountain West are kind of together. But it's like you kind of need 3 stars, and then you need 4 to 5 other guys who are just good enough. You're not going to be loaded 1 through 8, 1 through 9. At East Carolina, like you could be loaded on the diamond here. You're not going to be loaded on the hard court. But I think, Jordan Riley, C.J. Johnson, and R.J. Felton, or C.J. Walker, and R.J. Felton are just what you need. And then the other pieces around them, they're just hustle guys. They're tough role players. They're hard-nosed blue-collar players. And I think you can win with 3 stars in this league, and they're showing that they can.
I have to agree with you. I think that they're playing excellent right now, and guys out there like Travion LeBeau, he'll go out there and get you a bunch of boards. He'll put up a few shots, he'll make them, but he's really going to go out there, give you 20 minutes of super hard basketball, come out, go back in, get a few more minutes, and he's just going to play hard. Cam Hayes is at the point guard position. Not a super large scorer, but he's going to get out there and pass the ball around, make other people play their position properly, and he's going to make the team win.
Yeah, they obviously got the Tulane Green Wave tonight, and I don't know if Pirate fans or William, everybody remembers that first contest down in New Orleans. ECU dug themselves into a hole, a really bad hole early, and weren't able to play out of it, but they were pretty consistent down the stretch of that basketball game. I would actually say for, the better part of 30 minutes, ECU was the better basketball team. Just the hole they had dug themselves was so big. So I think that has to be good as far as motivation going in. Now, with that being said, this Tulane team, they are physical defensively unlike they've been in the past, and they can really suffocate you and then turn that into a run because they do know how to get out in transition, and I think it is going to be key. One of the things that's been big in this Pirate, not win streak, but just ability to win over the last 2 months, is we haven't had those 6 to 8 minute scoring droughts. But a team like Tulane can force you to do that, and that's what worries me tonight.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, we saw something similar to this against Charlotte just the other day, where Charlotte went on a run at the end of the game, and ECU had a bit of a scoring drought. They let Charlotte get back into the game, but Charlotte always played very strong, in my opinion. Now, ECU played down to Charlotte, but we got to hope tonight that they play up to Tulane. And as I've been saying all year, I believe ECU plays to the same level as their competition. They're going to make a competitive game, especially tonight. They have so much to play for. We're going to look at a big crowd. It's going to be the last night for these seniors here at Minges. So ECU's going to have to play up to their competition. They're fighting for a lot, the fans, the players, and even seeding in the conference tournament.
Yeah, just your last chance to see RJ Felton. And that's going to be weird. I guess I didn't, I thought about it the other day with it being his senior day to an extent, but I was like, oh, RJ's got one more game, not even thinking about the fact that I was going to be on the 1s and 2s tonight. So this is Pirate fans' last chance unless you buy a plane ticket down to Dickies Arena or maybe hopefully an NCAA tournament ticket if the Pirates could put together a miraculous run next week. This is your last chance to see RJ Felton. I feel like you've got to do it. I mean, his jersey deserves to be in the rafters at Minges Coliseum.
Yeah, this is a legacy game for him, and he's making his way up there. He just passed and surpassed another person to put himself up in the top Pirate scorers in program history. So, yeah, I believe he's at third right now. So, he's doing really good. I mean, he's been here his whole career, and he's a staple for the Pirate fan base. And hopefully the Pirates can make a big run in the conference tournament. They'll get to play multiple games there, and North Texas and Memphis are scary in the tournament, but if somehow the Pirates are able to win the whole thing, they're going to get a bid in the NCAA. So maybe we'll get to see RJ there. Wouldn't that be a good way to go out in the senior year?
Hey, I've been saying it, man. I want to see East Carolina play Tennessee in the NCAA tournament. I want to see us at 15, them as a 2. Shorts, revenge game. Tennessee always underperforms in the tournament. In Raleigh, give it to me, baby. Pirates, Volunteers, I'm here for it.
Might be looking at a Pirate fan takeover in Raleigh before next football season, of course.
I know, yeah. It's going to happen the first week of the football season, so we can have plenty of time to talk about. But like you said, might be able to do it here in a couple of weeks. So we do need to get a break. We got to get our final break of the hour in, and then William and I are going to come back, and I'm going to quit hitting random buttons on the screen. And we're going to talk about the new ESPN MLB Fallout. Sounds like the deal will be done after this year. We're going to hear from Clay Travis about that, and then we are going to talk about it ourselves. All that and more next on the Patrick Johnson Show.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors, with locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Your roof is a vital part of protecting your home and family from dangerous storms and hurricanes. At Assist Roofing, we install and maintain metal roofing that provides precise protection. Add value to your home while lowering utility costs with a fortified roof to last a lifetime. With 0% financing, grants, and Energy Star Green Roofing tax credit available. Call us to schedule a free consultation so you can weather any storm with confidence.
Taking the rage out of your drive home.
You just cut me off! But it's no big deal.
Patrick Johnson on 94.3 The Game and the new IBX Media app.
Welcome back to the Patrick Johnson Show as we lead you in to play-by-play coverage of East Carolina and Tulane basketball, second to last conference game of the season for the Pirates, last one inside Minges Coliseum. Philip Pilkington and William Grover here filling in for the P-Man as he's getting ready for his TV broadcast. And I'm going to welcome William in after we hear the soundbite from Clay Travis. But just a quick heads up, if you haven't heard, it was late last month it was announced that Major League Baseball and ESPN will continue to do the rest of their TV contract through this year, but it was supposed to go through 2028. It's going to be terminated after this season. Not sure yet whether they're going to try and renegotiate or exactly what the deal is going to be there, but Clay Travis gives us a little bit deeper dive into what this all means.
The Wall Street Journal reporting that Rob Manfred, Jimmy Pitaro came to him and said, hey, you know that $550 million we're paying you? Yeah, we can only give you $200 million. What do you expect Major League Baseball to do? That's an incredible slap in the face. And it's not just a slap in the face for Major League Baseball. If ESPN had come out and they had said, hey, we got to cut costs everywhere. We are paying too much for sports rights. Ratings are not high enough. We've got to go back and we've got to readdress all of this. It would still be a slap in the face. But just this year, in the last year, ESPN signed on to the NBA for $2.6 billion. You know, Major League Baseball actually outrates the NBA in virtually every local market that they're in where they compete. In other words, the Atlanta Braves are way more popular than the Atlanta Hawks. The Boston Red Sox are more popular than the Boston Celtics. Whatever city where there is an MLB franchise and a NBA franchise, in the local viewership, Major League Baseball, way more popular, okay? So what happens here is the NBA has more draw national. The matchups of NBA nationally tend to get more attention, but regionally, if you had to choose between having the NBA or Major League Baseball drastically outrates the NBA.
All righty. Drastically outrating,
Those
obviously,
some bold claims.
Local, but they're, national television numbers. It is true. The NBA, a Wednesday night ESPN game is getting more than a Wednesday night ESPN baseball game 6 months later. But your thoughts on this, William? The Wall Street Journal did report that this was mutual, that Major League Baseball was unhappy with how little they have, ESPN has done covering and marketing the product. And I guess, ESPN is ticked off with the lack of viewership among baseball fans. You're a baseball guy, obviously, I think more so than NBA especially. Just kind of what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I feel like MLB mostly opted out of this, not because of the money, but mostly due to the coverage that they would be receiving by ESPN. I feel like ESPN, while they would maybe show more games, they would specifically just talk about baseball on one of their shows instead of showing highlights. And the shows would just come down to people like Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp talking baseball, which are not their sport of choice and that they talk about most oftenly. And it would just come down to Stephen A. Smith hollering about baseball for 5 minutes. And baseball fans don't want to see that. They want to see analytics. They want to see numbers. They're stat crunchers. They're stat heads. Baseball fans love the numbers. So that's just where I stand on it. I think that this didn't all boil down to the money. It came down to representation.
I think so. It now went to slightly off topic, but I will say MLB Network does a much better job of what you're talking about, stats, the analytics, than NHL Network does, than NFL Network does, than NBA TV does. The actual product on MLB, if you want to hear someone talk about baseball, MLB Network's the place to go. It's not even close.
Yeah, I have to agree. MLB Network covers everything. And the fact is, with MLB, there's more to cover than in any other sport just due to the farm systems of the sport and the other leagues that are involved with it. Not to mention that there's 32 teams. So it's just there's so much to cover. MLB Network does a great job at it, and I think that that's what they wanted ESPN to do. But when ESPN didn't want to do that, MLB had to pull out. And the money, it is a huge the fact that they're cutting it in half, but I don't think it solely boils down to that. I think it's just how they want to be represented and covered in the media.
And I tell you, they've done a horrible job. Now, and I'm not saying, hey, let's compare them in April when the NBA playoffs are going on, when the NHL playoffs are going on. No, in July. Okay, if you tune into SportsCenter, which I can't tell you the last time I watched SportsCenter. If I'm watching ESPN, there's a live game on, or it's College Game Day. But still, if you're watching another game, there is more WNBA promotions than Major League Baseball promotions. ESPN has quit caring about Major League Baseball really the last 5 or 6 years. Like you said, they don't talk about it on their shows. SportsCenter is a joke of what it used to be. You used to, if you flipped on SportsCenter on Saturday morning, you used to get all 15 games from the night before. Just boom, boom, boom. Highlights, analysis, and that was pretty much the whole hour. And then they would promote, whatever's going on that weekend, whether it be the Little League World Series, NASCAR, just whatever else is going on in the summer, golf. But they used to care, and now they care more about the WNBA, which brings in less money than Major League Baseball, which brings in less viewership than Major League Baseball. But that's what the media claims people care about. That's what the driving thing is now on Twitter. That's the hip thing, the cool thing, is to care about the WNBA. Baseball's not cool anymore. So ESPN, being I know we're not supposed to talk politics on this show, but they like to do what's cool. They don't want to go against the status quo. They want to conform. They're conformist. So they're not going to give the promotion to baseball. Heck, this past year, they did their own pretty much version of the Manning Cast for Sunday Night Baseball. Did they ever promote it? No. Did you watch it, William? Because I would always forget it was on.
I didn't watch it, and like you said, people aren't going to tune into things that aren't games, and ESPN only gives MLB about 50 games a season that they'll premiere, plus the All-Star Game, plus the Home Run Derby. And I haven't cared about the Home Run Derby since the time that Prince Fielder was going to win it for both the National League and the American League, and he was going after that title. The All-Star Game is a joke, just like most All-Star Games of sports, besides maybe hockey. I feel like they still care there. And it's just they're not getting the coverage. Nobody's going to tune into something like SportsCenter. We want to see the top 10 plays. We want to see highlights. We want to see analysts. That's all we want to see. Showing us some SportsCenter segment where they're just going to be blabbering and just going through box scores. No, we want to see the top plays, and then we want to see analytics about it. Show us the StatCast. We want to see how fast and how long it took this guy to track down the ball in the outfield. We want to see how hard Ellie De La Cruz threw the ball. We want to see how fast O'Neal Cruz hit the ball, 116 off the bat. It's amazing. It's just we can't see that stuff because ESPN won't give it the coverage it deserves.
Here's the thing, and some people are saying, oh, baseball's dying. I don't think it is. I think the percentage of people that like baseball have maybe gone down, but there's more people in the world. There's not many people I know that watched baseball in the 90s that don't watch it now. Yes, maybe our generation is not as into it as previous generations, but I watch it. You watch it. Dom's blowing up my phone about spring training games every other day. I mean, you know, am I drawing a blank on anybody? I mean, pretty much our friends, we still watch baseball. I've got plenty of friends that watch baseball. We're talking about, me and my friends are doing a baseball trip this summer.
Spring training has become a joke recently, too. Jim Edmonds, former Cardinal, recently went down to the Cardinal spring training, and he said that they made you feel like you weren't important to be there, that you weren't appreciated to be there, that the franchise and the MLB network doesn't give you the coverage or make you feel happy to be there. There's nothing to root for. They're just out there. They're just playing around. They don't want to make any moves that'll translate over into the regular season. So it's just becoming dull. I don't know if it's the commissioner and the leadership that's in control of the league, but you look over other countries, just in comparison, Japan. Baseball is the biggest sport there. It's an entire culture, and that's what it once was here. It was a culture here. But slowly the culture has divided a little bit, and people are breaking off and moving into other sports, and they're not enjoying baseball like they used to, and that partially accredited all the rule changes and how they're messing with the game.
It is. You're right, but I will say this. Most other countries have one generally sport. You know, Europe, I guess, has basketball as a number 2, but Europe, it's soccer. Japan and Korea, it's baseball. We do have a lot of sports. You know, it used to kind of be football, basketball, baseball, unless you were from the north. Hockey is becoming more of a national sport. In the South, you had NASCAR. NASCAR did grow. Now it's regressing, but F1's becoming more of a thing. All of a sudden, people care about soccer for some stupid reason way more than they should here. So I know that you're not gonna have the loyal fan base to really anything, but the NFL's the NFL. Football's football. It's always going to be number 1 in America, but there is competition for that number 2 spot here. So I do get that, but I agree with what you're saying that if baseball wants to keep people around, baseball's got to help itself. But again, going back to our original point, the networks have to help. If you're ESPN and you're paying $550 million to the MLB, why are you not promoting the product? Everything that Disney has touched, and yes, Disney owns ESPN, in the last decade, they've practically ruined. Okay? The Marvel movies are not what they used to be. Some of these Star Wars shows are being canceled in the middle because no one's watching them. It's cool that ESPN Plus is a thing because now I can sit here and watch Pacific and San Diego play in the West Coast tournament for how many ever bucks a month. So it's great that they're starting to kind of, in a way, even though monopolies are not supposed to be good, it's great that ESPN Plus now brings us all these things. But are they doing what they need to do with their big coverage? Yes, they do a good job with the NBA. Yes, they do a good job with hockey.
MLB is one of the most profitable national leagues in the nation. They have the most money. They have the most revenue. But what they're doing with it is not helping them. Now, we have to look at it. Since ESPN is breaking away, what is MLB's next step? What are they going to do now to bring the viewership back? What are they going to do to grow again and take over that number 2 spot as the biggest sport in the country?
It's going to be tough. You're going to have to get a national audience. Now, you and I were talking about this earlier today. A lot of regional networks are going out of business. Yes Network is owned by the Yankees. It probably won't go out anytime soon. Nesson in Boston, they've got a lot of their own content that people actually watch. So it's going to be tougher. But a lot of these, the Fox Sports Southeast, no one ever tuned into that unless the Canes were on, unless the Hornets were on, unless the Braves were on. And these networks are going by the wayside. So what's going to happen, and now a lot of teams, there are 6 new teams this year. There were a few last year. That MLB.TV is just their sole proprietor for their thing, for their product. Now, you don't have to have MLB TV if you live in market. For example, we got family in Colorado. To watch the Rockies, you can still go to your old Comcast channel or your old DirecTV channel when the game's on. That's not a channel all the time, but when the game's on, you can go to it, which is good. But to your point, William, that's not going to grow the game. That's going to grow Rockies baseball in Colorado. Nesson is going to grow Red Sox baseball in New England. But that doesn't grow it as a whole. There has to be something, to your point, and MLB Network is decent. I do think with this going, they will start picking up more games because right now you got Tuesday Night Showcase and maybe 1 or 2 other games a week. I think there will be more, but still there's got to be something when people aren't watching baseball that they see an ad for baseball. Whether it's TNT and TBS, whether it's Fox Sports, something has to happen to get the non-person who's already sitting in front of their TV watching 9 innings to tune in. But ESPN doesn't care to do it.
Whether you have to turn to TNT, TBS, CBS, anything, and we can go to ABC. I think
ABC's ESPN. They're sure as hell not going to do it.
Yeah. I think somebody's going to have to pick up the slack where ESPN is left off, and those 50 games aren't just going to cut it. Each team is 162. So someone's going to have to pick up the slack. I'm thinking that a big corporation such as Roku or Amazon might step in and try to make a big contract with MLB. It's not going to be nearly as hefty as ESPN's was, but it'll just be enough that they can push out more games, which will allow them to get more viewership, more fans, maybe more merchandise. And in the long run, they might just profit just as much as ESPN would have been when they were only showcasing 50 games on screen. So you might make just as much more by showing more games with a smaller contract because people want to tune in. It might make locals want to go to a game more. Who knows?
Okay, you mentioned we got to get a break here in a second, but I'm going to ask you one thing. You mentioned Roku, you mentioned Amazon. I mentioned a bunch of TV networks. What do you think? Should it be, first off, and then your prediction, should it be a streaming service or should it be a television channel? Which way do you think gives them the best chance to be successful?
I think it should be a television channel. I think they should keep it traditional. You can pick up most of these channels if you have YouTube TV, which I feel like is a very, very broad and very accessible platform. But I feel like they're going to go the streaming service route because they've seen that that's what the NFL has done. And it has worked for the NFL. It's worked on Thursday nights and a Monday night prime time. So they might see that. They might want to switch to that and go the route of Amazon. But I think they should keep it traditional. But in the long run, streaming service is probably what's going to work best for them.
If they do a streaming service, it needs to be something. It needs to probably be Amazon, where they already have. You know, like so many people have, there's so many people that have Amazon Prime for the reason of having Amazon Prime that don't watch Prime Video except for 14, 15 Thursdays a year to watch the NFL. So maybe that's the way to do it. But still, I think because not enough people are on there, they don't see the ads. I think if they're going to go to a streaming service, it needs to, as much as I hate to say it, because they're getting stupid with all their rules, but everybody watches Netflix, and you can slap a bunch of ads while people are watching The Outer Banks and whatever else they watch on there nowadays.
Monday Night Raw nowadays, but
That's
Netflix
true.
might not be a bad place to go. They've already tested out how live sports will be played over with the Paul Tyson fight. And now with the WWE, they've been playing it live over there. So live baseball might not be a bad idea on Netflix.
We'll see. All righty. Well, we've got 13 more minutes of show and 6 more minutes of commercials to get to. So we need to take one of those 2 breaks. So William, I'm going to let you go so you can tear down the equipment, get you some food, and we thank you for contributing to the show. And sorry we kicked you off earlier for Madison, but Kasulki's here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Should we give him a headset? Should we give him a headset?
Yeah, we'll put Dom on for just a
Put
second. I want to get his
Kasulki on for a
opinions about
second.
this as well.
Yeah. Actually, he'll be passionate about this. We might end up with one really long commercial break at the end of this thing.
Let me move. No problem with that.
Yeah.
Get this other chair, Dom.
Kasulki, pretend like you like Grover. All right, Dom, we're talking here. I don't know if you were listening to us on the way in.
Somewhat.
Okay. So MLB and ESPN cutting the cord at the end of the year, 3 years short of the deal, mutually aggrieved. Man frauds tired of ESPN not promoting them ESPN wants to promote the WNBA and a bunch of other crap no one actually cares about instead of baseball, which people actually watch. What are your kind of thoughts on this, and where do you think Major League Baseball should go next, and are ESPN a bunch of jerks?
Well, I did hear Grover over here, like you said, mention Netflix, and I like that idea a lot. I haven't really been thinking about where exactly they're going to go, but I don't like that they cut ties. I think they should have kept it on ESPN and tried to get more games on there. I don't understand what else they're playing that people view. MLB needs to market it up more. The viewers could get into it a lot more if it's on national broadcasts that everyone has. It's hard to watch baseball games, and that's why it's hard to grow the fan base. So anywhere like Netflix, like I think I heard in the background you said like everyone watches Netflix. A lot of people do, but it's getting so expensive now that some people are leaving it. So there needs to be some common ground, some kind of network that you could get it on that most people have access to. It's just really hard to watch. I agree with some kind of streaming service. I feel like Netflix is one, Max is one. Max does sometimes live sports. Hulu has live sports. Put it on a little bit of everywhere. Why not?
I agree. And if you do Max, you could put some games on TBS and TNT because it's all one deal. It's all one company. And that could almost be your, hey, we're going to nationally televise these games on TBS and TNT. But hey, there's also some games that you'll get, maybe Tuesday night there's a game on Max or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's good pitchers on every team. So, I mean, there can be some, like, bad teams out there that could have an ace pitcher, and you're like, man, I want to tune in and watch him. Like, I mean, he could throw 7 shutout innings on a bad team, and
these platforms, they offer so many shows and movies that they'll be able to get plenty of ad revenue out there and get many other places and can get the team's revenue and representation out. So as long as there's other sources of content on these services besides just live sports, we'll get plenty of coverage so that people can tune into the games.
So quick that I was just thinking about. Crap, I lost my train of thought. We're inside 3 minutes left. We're just going to do one long break at the end. Talking about, pitching matchups. Thank you. Yeah, so Clay Travis, when he continued to talk about this, said the problem is with baseball is, you can market, hey, Jokic is playing Curry tonight, tune in, they're going to get theirs. But you might tune in and Shohei might go 0 for 4. Maybe they need to quit. And the problem is you don't always know the pitching matchup till like a day or two before. But if they can find a way to maybe not market, hey, the Dodgers are playing the Giants, but instead market, hey, this ace is going against that ace. Yeah. This is going to be a great pitching matchup. Would that be more likely to you guys think to get people in?
I do think it could bring more people in because, in my opinion, watching like ace pitchers is sometimes even more entertaining than anything else about baseball. Like, I mean, it's so fun to watch. Like Skubal last year, he was good years before, but he was never at this level, and he's turned into a top pitcher in the league. And you could turn into a Tigers game, which last year they weren't that good, and watch him pitch, and wow, that's fun to watch.
And on top of that,
be good this year.
People are going to want to watch batters be offensively productive against better pitchers than be offensively productive against worse pitchers. You want to see these big hits against these stars and these aces because that's going to lead toward a long ball.
No, I agree. And also the other thing, too, is if you market a batter, he's only going to bat once every 9 batters. Pitchers out there the whole time. Well, sorry we kept you longer than we said we were going to, William, but our show's ending. So thanks both you guys, and enjoy basketball.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that is Dom Kasolki and William Grover. Thanks to those guys. Thanks to the P-Man. Thanks to Cy Seymour and Madison Little, Julia Hatcher. Full show today. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned. Pirate basketball on the other side. It's final game inside Williams Arena, Midgey's Coliseum, the 2024-2025 season. Final home game for RJ Felt. It's next right here on 94.3 The Game. It's part of the ECU Sports Network.